Silva, who I've been following for some time. In one of his videos, he asked the question, why are we so depressed? What the hell is going on? Why is there's supposedly 800,000 suicides a year happening? That's more than people die from natural disasters and from armed conflict. So what is going on? Why are we so depressed? And so what I keep hearing when he explores the possibilities of why that is and what do we need to do, how do we get out of this massive condition that more and more people seem to be involved with. I mean, just the consumption of antidepressants and psychopharmaca in the United States alone is absolutely staggering. We never really talk about this as a community. What is going on? Why do we have to prescribe this kind of drugs to this many people? Substances that's supposed to solve a problem that we look at as an individual problem. This person has the problem to deal with depression. And then, you know, even in his later video where he talks about flow state, Jason, where you talk about flow state, okay, so once again, we got to get ourselves into this extraordinary state in which then we're fully turned on and actualized, and our brain is fully engaged, or our body is full of energy flow, and that gets us out of depression. But the images that I see is from people that are, you know, super athletes that jump out of planes, or people that you know, are engaged in, or musicians, jazz musicians have the privilege to be on stage and practice all day long. Well, what about the common folks? What about the people who don't have access to any of that, who maybe just simply depressed because they struggle all day long? How about that? Why is it a question that's so complicated? I want to say we are depressed because we have a depressing culture. We have a culture that doesn't seem to care about each other, that doesn't seem to create connection between people. You know, when we talk about creating a connective tissue in our brains or in our nervous system, in our individual self that actualizes and turns us on, well, that's wonderful. I know how it feels. It feels fantastic to be in a state like that. But I'm also a drummer, and I love to play with people in a drum circle. And I've had some of the most profound musical experiences with people who are not professionals. In fact, oftentimes professional musicians make it more difficult to really engage with each other. But with people that are just there to connect. And so connection between each other is, I believe, the greatest medicine there is. When this connection, the channels of our nervous systems opening up, and we have trust with each other, and we go beyond trust into something more exciting, and into things like making music with each other, but also to simply sit with each other and let the words flow freely, and have the trust that we can talk about the things that really concern us, that we can open up about the most subtle feelings that are oftentimes, you know, not that easy to deal with. But if we would have a culture where we can open up to each other and talk to each other in a way that nourishes our soul, that nourishes our bodies, that nourishes our mind, and informs about things that we didn't know, not because the information wasn't available to us, but because we didn't listen to the other person on the other side. We didn't listen because, no, I mean, I don't need to listen to you because you're not this performance athlete, or you're not Jason Silva, or you're not, you know, this incredibly breakthrough person of whatever kind, but you're just a normal day-to-day person, and yet you are full of all these emotions. You are full of all these thoughts. Every human being is full of their own life and their incredible life story. And it never gets told because it's deemed not important enough in this world of everybody racing to the top and racing to like this incredible destination that travels inside or outside. Well, normal day-to-day life can be so sweet and so existing if we get present to what we actually have. You know, our breath. I'm a breath teacher. I love what breath does. If we breathe together, just a few breaths like, you just care to breathe with me for a little bit, you start feeling something that's different from this repetitive struggle that we're all engaged in. And so I want to say we're depressed because depression is the inward pollution that we find so ample outside of us in the world. We're polluting everything. And so we got to clear up that pollution. And I guess most importantly, I want to say I have a lot of empathy for people who deal with depression, because I believe they're the sensitive ones in our society through whom the depression of our culture is flowing through, while the callous, psychopathic, I'm using this word, the psychopathic, sociopathic leadership that we often deal with, they don't feel those things. They don't go there. They're not dealing with that. They're not even talking about any of that in their cabinet sessions, in their political deliberations. While the people, the common folks on the street, they feel the emotions of our community and of our culture. And it flows through them. And how do we respond? We sell them more depression in the form of a pill that they never can get off. So I'm enraged about this. Why are we thinking we cannot solve this? Why are we even asking the question that why we're so depressed? It's quite obvious. We're destroying everything around us and we're depressed about it. So let's help each other. Let's be there for each other. Let's open up our hearts to everybody. Peace is about the empowerment of dust, of the little things, not about the super scientist who accomplishes the state that then will solve the world, or the enlightened state. No, it's about the day-to-day things that we can do for each other. That's my take.